Hi, everyone. So, I've been wanting to talk about this particular topic for quite a while now, and that's instant gratification. Now, if you've never heard of it before, instant gratification is basically when you put off doing something that you know you should be doing because it's going to take more work, it's going to take more time, in favor of doing something where it's quick and easy and you'll get some dopamine out of it. That's essentially what it is. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while because it really is the root of a lot of our issues. So I'll be talking about how it affects your long-term goals, how it affects your diet, how social media contributes to it, how it makes you lazy, and even why people cheat. Yeah, you heard that right. It's because of instant gratification. Let me break it down for you. A lot of people go through this mental process where they're in a relationship, but then an opportunity arises for them to hook up with somebody else. And instead of thinking about the long-term effects, instead of thinking about, hey, I'm gonna hurt this person, hey, I'm gonna end up regretting it afterwards, hey, it's gonna cost me this relationship, all because you get to have that dopamine rush, that instant gratification of hooking up with somebody else. Now, me personally, I'm proud to say I've never cheated, but I know people who have cheated and have been cheated on. And it really comes down to that instant gratification where, people don't tend to think so much about it in the moment. They're just thinking about in the moment that rush that they feel that they get to hook up with somebody else. So that's just an example of instant gratification where you easily fall into temptations. And the same thing goes for your diet. So let's say you're trying to eat healthy, but instead of cooking and making your food, it's a hell of a lot easier to just order your food, pick it up, or even get some instant noodles, sit down, and watch some Netflix. I know all of us have certain goals that we want to hit, and we give in to this easy, instant gratification, whether that be food, or scrolling on our phones, or binge watching our favorite shows. And that doesn't mean that it's bad to do those things, but it is bad to do those things if you're just using it to distract yourself and procrastinating from doing something else. Like maybe you need to work on an assignment. Instead of focusing on what you got to do, you say, "Oh, let me sit down. Let me scroll on my phone for a little bit." Instead of like a quick 5-minute scroll session, that scroll session ends up being like 30 minutes next time you know it. And then have to go to the bathroom, and then you get hungry, and then you go get some food, and that all adds up. And before you know it, you wasted an hour of your time. So, how do we fight this? How do we fight this urge to choose this instant dopamine rush versus delayed gratification? Because we're so used to getting things as soon as we want them, and we're really impatient and we want things fast, quick, and easy. But the gratification that you have when it's delayed gratification is hell of a lot more satisfying and fulfilling. So we have to essentially strengthen our mind. That's how we get over instant gratification. Because if you think about it, if we succumb to that instant gratification every single time, it's like when every single time you see junk food, you see a cookie, you're gonna buy it, you're gonna eat it, or scroll on social media instead of going out, instead of preparing a meal, instead of going to the gym. Every single time that you do that, you lose trust and self respect with yourself. You tell yourself you're gonna do something, and you don't even believe it yourself because you've been so accustomed to do things that are easy, things that'll give you that instant gratification. Your mind says, what's the point? Because it's conditioned to get things quick and easy. Your mind is essentially out of shape. Your mind can get out of shape just like your body can get out of shape. if you're constantly giving in to temptations, you're going to have a weak will, a weak mindset. And it's going to be a lot easier for you to give into temptations, not only physical, but emotional as well. People who don't master this concept are the people who end up messing up a lot of things, a lot of good things in their life. A lot of people who don't end up accomplishing their goals because they're so used to instant gratification. If you meet somebody that you like, it's worth delaying the gratification, putting in time to nurture the relationship as opposed to giving up quick and easy, or as opposed to hooking up with different people because you're just looking for that next thrill, you're just looking for that instant gratification, as opposed to delayed gratification in a relationship, something that'll be healthy for you, something that's going to give you benefit in the long run, something that's going to give you happiness for a hell of a lot longer than any random hookup would. And don't even get me started on guys who watch a lot of porn. Yeah, I said what I said. If you're constantly watching porn every fucking day, you gotta stop, bro. Because how are you gonna tell me that you would prefer to stay in and watch that every single day of your life? Maybe not every day, maybe you watch it every other day, but a lot of you are addicted to that shit and it's ruining and affecting your life more than you realize it. It's affecting your ability to meet women, it's affecting your ability to have normal conversation, and it's distorting your reality of what a relationship with a girl should be. So instead of fapping all the time and watching people on your screen, how about you go out and you actually meet people and you build connections? And yeah, it may take a while for you to find someone that you truly connect with, but guess what? It's going to be a whole lot better and you're going to be much less depressed because we're not meant to be on our phones watching other people bang all the time. That ruins your your mindset. First of all, you pervert your mind. Second, it ruins your ability to connect with women. It just has so many negative effects. We can probably go into that deeper at another time. But for those of you that do that all the time, it is because of instant gratification. You could say, oh, instead of putting in effort and going out on a date and meeting someone, oh, instead of doing that, let me just watch this and get my dopamine rush for the night. Let me just subscribe to this girl's OnlyFans. Let me just go to the strip club and drop a couple $100. And guys, all those things are examples of instant gratification that's gonna mess you up. And that's mostly for the guys. For the girls, it could be the same thing for you too. Maybe you use your toys. Maybe you stay in all the time and you never meet anybody, and you're gonna go online and you see a lot of girls will say, yeah, I don't need a man, I don't need a man, and that's all they preach. But deep down, you don't want to be alone. If we keep choosing instant gratification, then we are gonna end up alone. If we don't take the time to meet people, if we don't take the time to put in the work, yeah, it might suck. It might not be glamorous, but that's why it's delayed gratification, because it's going to take time for you to get the fruits of your labor. That's what makes it delayed gratification. And that's what makes it so unappealing. And that's what makes instant gratification much more appealing. But let me tell you, from personal experience and from experience that I've seen in other people that are where I want to be at in life, they chose delayed gratification. They chose to sacrifice some time and put in work at the gym or exercising outside. They chose to go out of their comfort zone meet new people, go out on dates, and eventually meet their partner. So, how do you fight this? How do you fight instant gratification? And pretty much it's a combination of willpower and discipline. I don't claim to be an expert about this, but I think if we're at least aware of it, then we can work on it. One thing that always is a barrier for me with instant gratification is overthinking. I think I'm a pretty big overthinker. Nobody has ever like exercised or gone to the gym and said, "Man, I really regret that." No, you go to the gym, you do something that you know is going to benefit you, and you feel great afterwards. And I've done the opposite where I give in to instant gratification and I stay in and I eat junk food and I watch Netflix. Yeah, like I feel joy in the moment, but then afterwards I regret not doing what I know was going to give me a bigger sense of fulfillment. I never feel regret when I practice delayed gratification because guess what? All the things that bring you instant gratification, you can do those at any time. We got to be impatiently patient. That means we got to start working on things as soon as we can, but being patient and trusting the process. So if there are distractions that you know are preventing you from living a better life, cut them off. It's hard to not give in to instant gratification, but like I said earlier, your mind is like a muscle. The more you train yourself to do so, the more disciplined you will be. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode, and I'll see you on the next one.